Okay. So Marvin, our topic today, I mean, at least for this video, is a little bit different, no? I want you to help. Assuming that I am a newbie, I'm a young guy, just gonna start, I don't invest in the stock market. Can you guide me on how to go about this? What are the first things that I need to do, and why should I invest in the stock market?
Tricky as in zero knowledge?
Basic. I mean, hindi pa ako, let's assume na hindi pa ako masyadong investor. I've read about it,
You have, for me, I think on my end, that's been the challenge also na the first books that I wrote made people excited about stocks as well, that they think that it's not as hard as what people think it is. Pero
kasi you have this tendency na pag stock market, that's too much, or I guess they think, look at it at riskier than it really is.
But it's not as hard as what people think it is. Pero it's not also as easy. So I don't know. The first books, they got so excited that a lot of people entered, or when they watch videos, parang
you can get this book.
They
Kala nila madali lang.
Tapos they without knowing the risks that are there. For example, I've made a lot of videos about Jollibee, so a lot of people will ask me, sige, let's just buy Jollibee kasi Jollibee naman yan eh. But without understanding that even Jollibee has volatility, that even Jollibee, if you buy it at a high price, without knowing the reason why you're buying it, it might leave you at a losing position.
Yeah. So kasalanan mo na lugi taos.
Hindi naman sa ganun, but siguro baby steps that I would want people to get when they're investing is, number one, they must at least know a reason why they're buying the stock. And when they buy it, they must also know a particular price or a particular factor that should cause them to sell that. So if they don't have an answer to that yet, I would tell them, probably research muna, probably they need to know more about the conditions. Kasi a lot of people are just buying because they're saying that they're there for the long term. Pero
they're really not. That's what I noticed. Those people say that they're long-term players, but in reality, it doesn't seem that they are.
And yun nga, if they buy something, for example, Ayala Land's a good company, but if they bought it at 47, Ayala Land's 39 or 38.
And we were talking to some people, long-term ako, I can stay there for a year. Long-term ba yung 1 year?
So stocks, it's not so much.
Yeah. So,
not so much.
Pwede natin atras ng konti, Marvin, to begin with, just a reminder, because, let's make this instructional also. I think before you even think about these things, and I know you agree with me, kailangan mo risk profile mo tama din. Kasi kung takot ka sa volatility, ayaw mo ng these things, should you even be going to the stock market to begin with?
Yeah, I think people are scared kasi because of their exposure.
Kaya ba nila wants to lose money?
So meaning, if it's a small amount naman, based on their total portfolio, and they can live with it, okay lang. But a lot of people kasi that get scared, they put money kasi that they're not willing to tolerate pag bumagsak eh. So
that helps, no? When amount of money that I'm really for investing, I'm not gonna touch. It helps to soothe your fears when the volatility comes.
Like ano na lang, I'll put it a notch higher. I've been investing in cryptos, pero yung amount na nandun is something that even if as in mag-zero talaga siya, I can live with. I wouldn't lose sleep for, and it's not it's not
you can still travel, you can still have our coffee.
Yeah, and it's not a parang large part of the whole term.
Yeah.
So if it's me, parang core ko is stocks, and then crypto is the smaller part. For others, it can be they're into real estate, and then smaller portion na yung stock market if they cannot tolerate the movements.
So this is a very, very important. So that's something you need to understand. Dapat alam mo yun, before. And not just in stock market, any form of investing.
Yeah,
you should understand what you're getting into to begin with.
And I guess yung difference na sa stock market is because it's your money, and then the swings are relatively faster than bonds or real estate and time deposits. People can get scared about it also.
And there's real loss to be made. I mean, it's not just paper loss. It can be a real loss, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, next question, Marvin, for us to understand.
Sarap pala na ako yung interview.
So next question ko, Marvin, is, where should I invest in the stock market with all these investment instruments out there? Why particularly stock market?
It's the best investment period.
Why? I mean,
Huh?
If I'm a real estate guy, I would disagree with you.
Because
Puti or not.
and I'm looking at it this way. If I
Because my parents made money in
that's
real estate.
I guess that's true. If you have, for people who have large amounts of money already, real estate is the best. I really believe real estate is one of the best things that you can put your money into. But head to head, for example, you have say 1 million, 2 million. If hindi ka makabili ng buong condo talaga, meaning you would take out a loan for it. Eh yung 2 million mo earning, for example 10% in the stock market, yung 2 million will give you 200,000. 2 million mo taking out a loan, say it also earns 10%, you're paying 7% pa for the loan, you only get 3%. So head to head, I think you would still, you'd still come out bigger. That is if you're investing thousands or smaller amounts of millions. But if you have the ability already to buy large pieces of land, you have the ability to buy large pieces of land and construct it and develop it.
That's where that's a little bit. Yeah, right, good. And one more question is, should I, now that I'm ready, let's say assume that we have attended the seminars, I know a little bit of the stock market. Let's say that my risk tolerance is something that I can do that. I set aside amount of money. Should I start by buying stocks, or should I start first investing in an equity fund, let's say an index fund? What would you recommend to people?
If they haven't had parang when they go through the question, so why am I buying this stock? Do I know why I want to buy it? What's my compelling reason to buy it? Where do I want to sell it later? And if it drops, at what point should I cut my losses? If they haven't answered that yet, better go to equity funds. So at least they have an exposure to the stock market.
Start ka muna sa equity funds as you learn, and then you, in a way, start individually, the stocks. And that's what some people do. They still have their funds, they still have their individual stocks kasi there's a limit on the funds, so they want certain stocks more. They buy. Is this something that you would recommend? Or
so as long as
after equity fund, benta ko na lahat, bili na ako ng stocks?
No, they don't. Actually, if they're positioned well as equity funds, they can hold on to it also. But the only reason why they want to do that also is if the stocks that they're buying is different from the equity funds that they're holding as
well. Or
it's a totally
weight
separate portfolio. Or
because the weight, kasi those things will happen. So that's your advice for them.
Yeah. So if they know already what stocks they want to buy, where they want to buy it, where they want to sell it, and they can answer that with full conviction, invest already. But syempre, the only way they will also do that is if they start with small amounts. So if sa small amounts na yun, nahirapan na
like natin a percentage, how much of their money should they start investing?
If it's for practicing lang, not really for the purpose of growing wealth yet, start with 10,000. Practice lang, at least para makita mo yung swings on how it's going. But if you really want to, you want to grow your wealth already, put an amount that, should it drop without blinking, you can cut, or without blinking, you can sleep well at night.
And this is very important kasi you need to prepare for the future. You need to fund for, and investing should be a way to do it. Now, just for everybody's concern, while I invest in equities, Marvin is a stock market guy, it's not the only investment that we can get into. And eventually, as you build, I get 5,000 pera mo, ano pa lalagyan mo? But as you build these things, you might want to begin to diversify. I mean, mahirap mag-diversify pag 2-5 lang. But once it's reached a certain point, then maybe you start doing that.
Yeah.
More of these things, they will learn from my good friend, Mr. Guillermo, by attending ICON 2018. It's the 6th ICON. It's become the largest and most empowering one, and we're going to have a lot of great people. Rex Mendoza, Todong, who else?
Jai Ferrer, Marilyn Faustino, Denise Cacanando, then you have
Mr.
Neri talking about where the economy is. Are we a bubble? Is inflation destroying our economy? Yun yung mga sasagutin ni Juneri.
Property.
Yeah, but property, Carl D will be there talking about how.
And you can just check our link and you subscribe. Not subscribe to it. Para ko yung mga
subscribe to his vlog.
And I'm not a video guy, but this is something I'm doing that.
Extraordinaire.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Guillermo.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again.
Thank you.